Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum. Straight talk about you and your money. Now from the BizTalk studios, here is Gary Kaltbaum.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is Wednesday, what is it, the 27th? 27th, 2023, as we head into the new year. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. Lots to cover, and I mean lots to cover, and lots to answer from you, the peeps. First off, if you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our Twitter feed, which is now X. And if you don't follow us there, you should follow us because we're very charming and very sarcastic. You can email me, just be nice. All you got to do is be nice. It's quite simple. And we leave it at that. And by the way, this is serious talk with a little comedy injected, but right now we give no comedy. We have no comedy because of what's going on with Israel. And just so you know, a bunch of racist, bigoted, anti-Israel, anti-Jew, I won't use the other words I'm thinking, blocked JFK Airport. They went onto the main highway and blocked it. That as you enter JFK. And that's not what pisses me off. What really irks me, nothing's going to happen to any of them. Maybe a grandma missed her flight to see her grandkids because of them. And I can give any other scenario that would make somebody upset. Not one thing is going to happen. And I, Mr. Logic, and we mean that sincerely. I don't say that as sarcasm. I'm the most logical man on earth. It's simple. If you arrest them, if you indict them with a felony, if you make them pay a decent amount of bail, if you take them to trial, if you find them guilty, and they may have to do even a month in jail, they may think about not doing it a second time. But all these people around the country, not in every area, these shoplifters, these people that are threatening Jews or anybody, they're just getting away with it because they know they can. The stories I'm reading on a daily basis, it's stunning. We would have never known unless some good reporting was done. Amazingly, there's this Harvard Review. It's like a newspaper or whatever. One of the editors got in the Jews' faces and threatened them. Nothing happened to them. Nothing. Not a word. Not a thing. Nothing. Imagine being threatened. Your life threatened. Your body threatened. From the head of the Harvard Business Review, whatever it's called, and not a thing. Haven't heard a word. In Grand Central Station, a man, Stephen Hutcherson, 36 years old, stabbed a 14 and 16-year-old girls that were there visiting from Paraguay. They were just there in Grand Central Station. You ever been there? They have this nice food court and this and that. The man who stabbed these two teenage girls on vacation has 17 prior arrests and was let out of jail 2 weeks before, even though he said, "I want all the white people dead." And has been arrested for beating the crap out of people. Another victim said on November 7th, this same man was harassing a woman, pulling a gun on him for trying to protect the woman. And this guy is roaming Grand Central Station. Gary, your district attorney in New York City, me, handsome and buff Gary, this dude's in jail. He ain't out. Screw you. I put enough bail on his ass that he is not out. But this is going on and on and on in so many places. The shoplifters being arrested 30, 40 times and doing it again and again. To the point where, did you read the story? This is months ago. A shoplifter in Home Depot, not sure where, one of the Home Depot men who are at the front gets pushed down, hits his head and dies. The shoplifter murder. It took murder to put him in jail. I'm very careful with my words, and I know there's people out there, we're losing our country, this, that. I try to get away from that and just tell you the specifics. But I got to tell you, the more and more I see on a daily, it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And I can sit here and do 3 hours of this and go through one by one. One by one. One of the girls, the knife sticking out of her back, nicked her lungs. The other one was stabbed in the thigh. He was finally booked on attempted murder, assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and misdemeanor, endangering the welfare of a child. Maybe that'll keep him in. Insanity rules. And unfortunately, we have to start with these because this really, it's getting worse and worse, and it's going to affect things down the road, somewhere down the road. People were getting out of their Ubers and Lyfts and walking a mile, which is about 20 minutes, maybe even more with luggage, to get to the terminal. I got to tell you something. If it happened to me, all I'd be thinking about is my good buddy John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL of the WWE. His finishing maneuver was a clothesline from hell, it was called. That's what I'd be thinking about as I pass these people. And we're protesting for Palestinians. No, you're protesting against Israel and Jews. Who you trying to frickin' kid? You lying sacks. Anyway, sorry we had to start with that because now we segue. Because that's what we do. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. We put out this little offer. We did a webcast, I don't know, 10 days ago. Just so you know, it is the most important webcast you would ever have. It's an hour long, and basically we define bull and bear markets by what you see, not what you hear. Because as we tell you, for the physicality of bull and bear markets, there's a physicality to them. They have to look a certain way. They have to go a certain way. They have to cover a certain way. Regardless of what people tell you, you can't time the market, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yeah, right, sure. So what we did was offer, if you donate a minimum of $20, just 20, I should have made it 50, $20 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Florida, we will send you it. And here's how you do it. bgccf.org. And by the way, we had one person give $500, a lot of $100. So whatever you want to give, it's tax deductible. bgccf.org. And by the way, this is not hyperbole to tell you, this is the hour that defines bull and bear markets. Of course, you got to follow the stuff. You got to be looking at the markets on a daily basis. But it's the definition of what stocks look like and how they act in bull and bear markets versus their moving averages, because that's what matters most. So check that out. Again, bgccf.org. $20. We'd like you to go more, but we'll go 20. And once you put it in, we'll see it. If you email us also, that'll make it get to you quicker. And that's that. So we appreciate it. We are in triple digits on how many people have signed. Next, we did a little thing yesterday on no sales biotechs and no sales stocks, and 2 of them were bought out yesterday. Well, here's another one today, up 82%, CYTK, something about phase 3 trial. The endpoint was good. Here's the amazing part about another one with no sales. Massive insider selling, and the company went public in 2004 at $103. Hit a low of $3 in 2014. It was up $50 today to 83. Nice. Another one. Up next, lots to cover. Stay tuned. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
Hi, I'm Gary Kaltbaum, host of the nationally syndicated radio show Investor's Edge. We're not just handsome radio people. We manage investors' money for a living, specializing in fee-based discretionary money management. No big commissions, just a fee on the assets that's managed. We also provide a full range of personalized services, including retirement planning, fixed income, and educational needs, all to assist you in achieving your financial goals. Understanding not all individuals have the same needs, we'll carefully evaluate your personal goals to determine a proper investment strategy. If your current approach to investing is not getting you to where you would like to be, call us to make an appointment for a complimentary portfolio review. The number to call is 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. Investment advisory services offered through Kaltbaum Capital Management.
It's time to switch on the integrator units and get the brain cells working.
You're listening to
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Investor's Edge
The last bastion of quality programming.
with Gary Kaltbaum.
It doesn't get better than this.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. So, while the SPACs were going on, we warned you. We warned you this was another money grab from the sleazebags on Wall Street and the sleazebags putting these SPACs together. Not all of them. Some of them I'm sure meant well, but I also know a lot of them knew what the hell they were doing and got away with it. We just want to report to you, WeWork, Lordstown Motors, App Harvest, Proterra, Virgin Orbit, IronNet, Sixterra Technologies, Bird Global, Rockley Photonics, Starry Group, Pear Therapeutics, Sunlight Financial, Agile Thought, Boxed, Shift Technologies, Near Intelligence, Gelesis Holdings, Qualtech Services, Parts ID, Calera, and Noggin all went bankrupt. $46 billion of scummy SPACs went bankrupt. And just remember what SPACs are. When I started in this business, I started at a penny stock firm. A penny stock firm. We did things called blind pools. And what it is, instead of going public through an initial public offering where you got to go through the regulations and all that and all kinds of stuff back and forth in a road show and this, that, and the other thing, the SPACs are, you just merge it into... The SPACs are just a blind pool. They came up with this bullcrap name, Special Purpose Acquisition Corp. Let me tell you what it really is. A special purpose bullcrap Acquisition Corp, because they merged with companies. Most of them were never going to make it. They created companies just to put in the SPACs because you only have 2 years. If you cannot put a company in within 2 years, you got to shut down the SPAC. And what this ended up being was a big, gigantic money grab by a bunch of scumbags, a bunch of sleazebags. And we warned you while it was going on. $46 billion went bankrupt. I believe WeWork was a public company, went out, and then came back as a SPAC, and I was screaming on this show. I could not believe they were able to bring this. There was no way it was ever going to be a going concern when all was said and done. It was a gimme. Remember, Mr. Logic. And we told you there's no way. The economics of the business, forget it. The amount of debt they still had on the books, forget it. It was like fitting a 10-pound salami in a 5-pound bag. Gone. That was only $9.4 billion. Scumbags. Lordstown Motors, I believe that guy was indicted. Oh, yeah, we got contracts for electric vehicles. Yeah, that's what we do. We have big contracts. Yeah, we do. Yeah, sure. Indicted. And the rest, whatever. Thus, the reason why we bring this up is because the market's up. And people get a little bit full of themselves when the market's up. And people think that, ooh, the market's up, everything's well and good. And when the market's up, it gets a little bit frothy. And stupid things go up and sometimes go up a lot. And crazy things go up and sometimes a lot. And I just don't want you to get crazy again, because guess what Wall Street's going to do if the market keeps going up? They're going to come up with more stupid stuff at ridiculous valuations that screws you big time. SPACs. And nobody, well, I believe one guy is going to jail. One guy got indicted and he was just sentenced. Nikola was the name of the company, NKLA. And by the way, I think that's still trading. NKLA, it's at $1, 89 cents. It was at, let's see, they had that up at $94. And Lordstown Motors symbol was RIDE. The guy was a lion sack. I remember that he went on TV and he just plainly lied, and he got called on the lie the next day. I don't know if anything happened to him. So we just want you to remember this stuff. Unfortunately, there are very bad people in my business. And unfortunately, it comes from the big firms too. Because they get greedy and they think they're omnipotent. They could do anything. And that's a lot of these SPACs came from these mega people. And one of these guys, I forget his name, Chamath, became a billionaire. And sold out. What a smart guy. Came out with a bunch of dog crap. By the way, I shouldn't put down the dog crap. And then sold out all his stock. Made $1 billion, and he doesn't do it anymore. And he's into other things now. The next hot thing. And I don't know the guy, never met him, but I know what the hell he did. Foisted a bunch of crap on you. That's why we tell you, there are people on TV that go on TV that tout dollar stocks that trade 20,000 shares a day, and they own it. Oh, but they disclose it. That's scum. That's sleaze. They should not be allowed on tube. But unfortunately, it's out there. And we just want you to be careful. The latest thing, hey, listen, I admit it. Some of these crypto stocks are going insane. They're going vertical. They got nothing behind them except the price of crypto keeps going up. God bless it. Just remember, they were on Malox and Pepto-Bismol 12 months ago when they were down 80% on their money. And they have no clue why it's going up right now. Be careful. But I must tell you, dang. Moonshots. All right, so those are the SPACs. Next. Quietly, the 10-year yield dropped another stick today to 3.789. The market was doing nothing all day, and in the last 3 minutes was the whole day. Seriously. The Dow with like 3 minutes ago was up 25 or 30. The NASDAQ was down, I think, 2 points. Dow finished up 111. The NASDAQ only 24, but still was up 24. And what's the deal? Holy crap, 3.789 on the 10-year, down from 4.997 on October 27th, 2 months. Unprecedented. And amazingly, the bond market's overbought, yields are oversold, and they keep going lower on yields and up on the bond market, on the 10-year yield. It's a guarantee the Fed's going to play catch-up. I'm not sure when the next stupid meeting is. The meeting. Yeah, we have a 2-day meeting. We sit at a table, play paper football, then we stand up and play Space Invaders. And then we say, kind of like, Anyway, and that's the story why the market's doing what it's doing. Simple as that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable move in yields. We thought a top was in place, but in no way, shape, or form can we ever predict that. Wow. Wow. Next. Gold. Tried again today and then couldn't stick the landing. We'll let you know if it does. And you know how you'll know? Because we'll tell you we own some. I don't own any gold right now in accounts. But boy, it's teasing. the crypto was the better play. But no thanks. You know what my biggest problem with crypto is? It trades overnight. It trades on the weekend. I've seen at night it went down 15%. Of course, I've seen it going up 15%. Next. So I did this thing, and I said to you, don't listen to anybody predicting what's going to happen in 2024 because it's just pie in the sky. Nobody knows. There's too many variables. In October, the predictions were for holy crap, we're dead. We're dead meat. Predictions were, 6 and 7% 10-year yield. Why? Because yields were going up and the market was going down. The Russell 2000 was at yearly lows last week of October. It's at yearly highs now. You can't predict. Maybe. That's up next on this, the one and only Investor's Edge.
You're listening to
America is talking.
Investor's Edge.
He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy.
With Gary Kaltbaum.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
So, we always say don't listen to anybody who predicts the Big Ten for 2024, the number one stock to own in 2024, the best sector to own in 2024. Here's where the market's going to be at 2024. Here's our target for 2024. Here's this, that, and the other thing for 2024. And we're here to tell you it's just all bullcrap. Look what's going on in the world. There's too many variables. Look at this year. October 26th, the Russell 2000 was at new bear market lows. October 20th, let me get the date right. My bad, it was October 27th. New bear market lows. JP Morgan on October 27th was plummeting, breaking down even worse than it already was. The regional banks at the low, 1,000 stocks at new yearly lows. You hear anybody say we'd be at 37,000 Dow at the end of the year in 2 months? I didn't. We certainly didn't, because we don't predict. On November 1st, we thought simply the market put in a low. And we'll see where it goes. There is no way in any way, shape, or form to what I would have believed we'd make a move we moved in 2 months based on a crash in yields that's still going on right now. No way. And we were already into the end of October. And we were told that beginning of October would be the lows. Anyhow. We got some emails. Come on, give us a prediction. Come on, what do you think? Give us some thought. We try to explain. We just want to interpret what's going on now and stick with it. And when wrong, be wrong fast and be wrong. I stopped out of two big stocks in the last 2 weeks with 1% losses. Just underperforming, knowing that if they break out, I'll just buy right back in. We just, when wrong, be wrong fast, be wrong small. When right, try to let them run. That's all we want to do. Scan 1,500 stocks a night, 200 sectors, every country, every commodity, whatever. And then close our eyes, hold our nose, and pray, which does not work, but we still, So we don't predict it because we don't know. I just do have one thought, and I'm going to mention it to you with the proviso, with the preface, that we will not act on it until we see it. And in no way, shape, or form do we see it right now. No way, shape, or form do we see it right now. And the reason being is there's hardly anything breaking down. You have to have things topping out and breaking down to get in trouble. And that's My little prediction. Based on what the NASDAQ did this year, I predict sometime this year, we're going to have a 15% correction, 10 to 15. That's my prediction. That's my only one. But it's only based on the fact of how far it's gone. And valuation's a joke. And people piling on each other. That's all. I just opened the bottle of seltzer. I just knocked down some seltzer. That's my prediction. But in no way, shape, or form is it happening now. We're at 15,099 in the NASDAQ. Maybe we go to 16,000 before it happens. Maybe we go to 17,000 before it happens, or maybe it doesn't happen at all because we don't predict. We're just saying based on sometime during the year. And maybe we'll have a 10 to 15% correction and still be up 30% for the year. Drop 10% and then rally back up. I just think somewhere in there, based on the law of smiles in the stock market. There's a law of smiles in the stock market. And there's a law of frowns in the stock market. What the heck am I talking about? Well, it's simple. When everybody's smiling, the market gives the hook. When everybody's frowning, market tends to go up. And I can tell you, there's a lot of glee right now. There's a lot of nothing can go wrong. The Fed engineered a soft landing. Yeah, they haven't done squat. The Fed. The Fed is the doctor that you go see with a broken left arm and they put a cast on the right arm. But everybody's in their little comfy market thoughts. And there's a laws of smile. You know who's really smiling right now? The crypto. MicroStrategy up. What was that up today? 10%? Coinbase up 7%? Boom, boom, boom. Smiles are always wiped off the faces ultimately and eventually. Frowns always show up eventually. To what extent, you never know. So just letting you know, the law of smiles, the law of frowns, the law of how much the NASDAQ's been up this year. By the way, if the NASDAQ just pulled back to the last breakout of 14.5, be 4%. So I actually think there's a chance we go higher first. But who the heck knows as we enter the new year? But I must tell you, the big thing that's sticking out for me is, again, the 10-year yield finishes at the low of the day. And, of course, that takes the dollar with it. And there's just been a direct correlation with better markets and yields / the dollar versus other currencies. And I'm headed to Europe January 12th. It's a holiday week. And darn, I'm going to be paying more for anything I do over there, as the pound and the euro has gone up. I may be going to Budapest, and I think they have their own currency there. I'm not even sure. And that's all, my prediction. Simple as that. And we won't act on it unless we see it. And if we see it, you will know it. Because we got big mouths. In other news, got to get my timing right. Social Security. I was just reading something today. Is this possibly right? This is what somebody writes today, and I'm not sure if it's correct. Somebody writes, by the time I am 67, over $600,000 will be paid into Social Security on my behalf. Is that possible, 600,000? I guess it can be if you make a certain amount. He says that money would have been worth $1.9 million if I had gotten just a 5% return. My annual interest would have been $95,000. But now the government is just promising me $3,075 a month at 67, which is $37,000 a year. I guess that sounds about right, because the government's screwing you. Just remember, they keep telling you how important Social Security is. It was the biggest scam perpetrated by this government on each and every one of us. All we had to do is go back in time, and instead of Social Security and creating this blob of another part of government, and you put it into an account, it had to stay there, and you just 10-year bonds, and then 10 years you do it again, do it again, do it again. My goodness, what you would have right now, and not have to worry about getting paid by a system that's bankrupt because they stole all the money. Just letting you know. It's just like the other great scam, the lottery. It's the greatest scam on earth. And you know what's a scam on? The poor. Because you know who wants to play the lottery the most? The poor. They want to get out of being poor or lower middle class. Get me out of here. So they put out this lottery, and you have a better chance of being hit by lightning at the same place at the same time 2 days in a row. And they get your money from the government. Up next, other news, whatever else. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
You're listening to...
What are we waiting for? Well, what are you waiting for? 1, 2, ready, go.
Action! Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum.
Da-da-da. Let's continue. Boy, don't I sound like a little bit of a whiner today? That's okay. I whine for me and you. Governor Gavin Newsom of California just signed into law to raise the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour. In other words, you've got to pay that or else. We don't give a crap how it affects you as a business. We're the government, and we can do whatever we want to do. We'll just sign into law. Well, California Pizza Hut has announced they're laying off all their delivery drivers 1 month before the law goes into effect, which is 1,200 jobs eliminated overnight. Repercussions, repercussions, repercussions. Want me to continue? Because there are others. Other fast food chains have announced price hikes on the menu. Of course they will. And just remember, the highest poverty rate in the nation, California. The highest gas taxes in the nation, California. The highest state income tax in America, California. Record homelessness, California. And they keep voting in this Marxist control freak. And if you watch them do a debate weeks ago, double up on moron. And they'll keep voting him in. What a moron. But I'm not done. Today, here on the one and only Investor's Edge, let's talk Joe Biden. Just letting you know, our president is heading to vacation today. I believe he's going to Barbados or St. Bart's or something like that. He just returned from vacation yesterday. Just wanted to let you know, I have nothing against vacation. But just letting you know, he went on vacation and just... Last but not least, our friends in Canada. What's the dude's name that runs the joint there? Trudeau? Yeah. $2,000 a month universal income. Doesn't matter how much you make. Not making it up. Canada. $2,000 per month. UBI. Yeah. $2,000 a month every Canadian. When you have a chance, what I'd like you to do is go look at all the quotes of a man named Thomas Jefferson. A man before his time warned us of all this. In the name of, we're here for you. Now, I want you to remember, when anybody gets $2,000 a month in Canada, they are paying that $2,000 a month. A lot of people sometimes forget money. I hate cliches, but money does not grow on trees. A government gets all their money from the taxpayer. So any money that's given out, the taxpayer pays. This vote buying by Marxist control freaks is getting worse and worse. And now Canada is going into the depths of hell. Oh, but Gary, what about the poor? What about... Well, it's supposed to start by not having poor people. You're supposed to have a system of great education from kindergarten all the way up, because that's what our taxes pay for. Great education. And as you get into the workforce, you should have low taxes, not so many regulations, so you can grow to the point where you're not poor and you're not in need. But government has set it up in so many places. Taxes, rules, regulations, fees, fines, mandates, oversight. California has like 500 government departments overseeing you. And I worry that if the Marxist in our White House has his way, we're next. And you know me, I think people need to be taken care of. I believe there should be a safety net. But $2,000 a month for every person? If you made $10 million a year, you're going to get $24,000 a year? Hey, thanks. You idiot. So I weep for some of the things that I am seeing. I weep for the fact that we have a guy here that's running $2 trillion deficit. $2 trillion. Our whole federal spending in the year 2000 was 1.8. I weep that it's masking everything that's going on. I can have a GDP at 10% every quarter. $5 trillion in debt. Whoever gets in next, I hope gets it right. Trump didn't. I know you guys loved him, but he was $6-7 trillion. By the way, that's before COVID. He spent like crazy right out of the box. Stupid tariffs, all kinds of crap. And this guy here just took the championship belt. But the good news, the market was up again today, and another good close. Last 3 minutes, boom, 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 somebody pressed the button. Have a great evening. Drive carefully. I will be on tomorrow with Varney and Company. I'm not sure who's hosting. 10 a.m. hour. Check it out. Probably won't be whining on that show. Have a good evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like I do. It's simple. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better. I promise. As always, thanks for joining us. And donate if you can. bgccf.org. Good night, all. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum on BizTalk. To listen to past episodes or to get in contact with Gary, go to GaryK.com. That's GaryK.com.